UFC is back in Houston. I know Dana White because he said it on this show before. He loves Houston. He goes, years ago when he was on, he said, I promise you, we will bring more shows to Houston because Houston shows up.
Yeah.
And the thing that's awesome about this bill is we know that the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, was in the studio with us. He's on this card. But we have another Houston fighter, Juan Adams, 6'5".
I know, I thought Derek was big, and here you are.
6'5", over 300 pounds. He's in studio with us, dude. Congratulations on getting on a Houston show.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Your dream come true.
I appreciate you coming in. Now, you're born and raised. We were talking off air. You've gone to see the Rockets. You've probably been to concerts. You've been in the Toyota Center in those seats before. Now, we're going to those seats, showing up to watch you. That's got to be a dream come true, huh?
Yeah, it really is a dream come true. You know, it goes back to even, you know, when I was working in nightclubs down here, when the Rockets and stuff, they would come to the club or whatever, and I was general manager, so I was always hooking them up and everything. And in my head, I was always thinking, man, it'd be cool to fight there one day, you know. So now it's happening. It's really cool.
Now, I know that more of your background before mixed martial arts here in Houston was football. Were you ever basketball player? I mean, at 6'5" now. I mean,
it's actually really funny. So my freshman year of high school, I went to straight Jesuit college prep. Right, my freshman year, I was started the year at 5'9", 160. After football season, I was 5'9", 180, and so I was wrestling. I tried out for basketball. I thought I was a point guard. They're like, best case scenario, you make B team. So I didn't even go to the next day of tryouts. I went. I told the wrestling coach, who was my algebra teacher at the time. I went. He goes, well, wrestlers make A's in my class. I'm like, well, I already have an A in your class, so why do I need to do it? But I went out there. I started wrestling, and I got good at it. But towards the end of the year, my weight class kept going up, and I'm like, I don't know why. Like, I'm not eating bad or anything.
You're just growing.
And then my clothes stopped fitting. So by the time spring football rolled around, I was 6'3", 230 that year.
And what grade are you in?
I was in 9th grade at that point.
You're 6'3" in 9th grade?
At the end of 9th grade, yeah.
Jeez Louise. Now you're standing in front of me, 6'5". Juan Adams is our guest in studio. He's obviously a UFC heavyweight fighter, and he's got a match. He's third from the top. He's like the third last fight.
I'm going. I'm going to be there.
Of the night. So I got to ask, are we messing with your training schedule at all? Because I'm always curious, fighters, the week of. How religious are you about your timing? Should you be doing something other than talking to a dumb radio guy right now?
No, not right now. So
okay, I don't want to screw up your mojo.
You know, the way we do it this week, well, with this camp anyway, I like to try and get 2 hard workouts in a day. It's all weight management right now. The work is done. I'm not going to do anything to get in better shape between now and the fight. So it's all about management and cutting the weight right now. I woke up this morning at 277. So I've got 11 pounds to go to make 266.
That's good. Now you got to cap out like for a heavyweight.
265.
265.
But it's a non-title fight, so I get 1 extra pound. So I use that pound, obviously.
Okay.
And
you're gonna cut that weight literally the day before.
No. I'm gonna try and knock out. I float 2 pounds in my sleep the week of the fight, so that's 2 pounds off right there. Between today and then
Hang on a second. Whoa. Hang on a second, Juan Adams. You go to sleep and you wake up 2 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
You just burn 2 pounds when you sleep.
Yeah.
Jealous.
Okay.
Jealous.
Can I have that? What is it a shake? What are you doing? Can I have some of that?
It's all that muscle.
I want to just drop 2 pounds every time I take a nap. Okay?
So yeah, the way we do it fight week, so I'll probably that's 2 pounds there. The night before a fight or the night before weigh-ins, I'm a little dehydrated, so I only float 1.2 pounds.
Okay.
So that's 3.2 pounds right there accounted for. Now I know I have to lose 6.8 pounds. So the goal is to lose 3 of that today, 3 of that tomorrow, and then my last 2 fights, I've woken up the day of weigh-ins, and I haven't really had to cut. I had to move around for 30 minutes, and I was good.
Are you a guy that are you regimented on your eating? Do you eat every 3 hours? Is it like that? I mean, is it a certain amount of meals a day?
Yeah, so Trifecta does my meals fight week. Fight week, they give me 4 meals a day.
Okay.
I've been on a meal plan with them for a weight descent because I had gotten up to about 305. And
Jesus
so
Christ.
I told them
6'5", 305 he's walking around.
And I told them I wanted to be walking around at about 280 to 285.
So how many calories are you taking in when you're losing weight?
So when I'm losing weight, I'm taking in about 2,600 calories a day.
That's not a lot for a dude that big.
Yeah.
Because everything on the labels of the food, it's all based on a 2,000 calorie diet.
Right.
And you're only you're as big as you are, 26, so that weight is coming off of you.
Right.
Jeez
and
Louise.
When I'm looking to maintain muscle mass and I'm doing a lifting program and everything, I'm at about 4,000 calories a day. But
Now,
this week, it's like they use an analogy of a car. Pretty much you start the car, drive it around the block, park it, do that twice a day. So I try and get 2 15 to 30-minute super intense workouts, just moving.
Okay.
To get sweating, get my metabolism going, and get my body processed.
Nice.
At any time preparing for a UFC fight, do you plank?
Yeah.
Do you know that we planked for 5 minutes yesterday? I know I don't look like it. I know, but we.
I was told I would be shredded.
I thought I was going to be shredded. I thought I was going to look like you when I was done. So we did a 30-day plank challenge. We started at 10 seconds and we added 10 every day. And yesterday was 5 minutes. It was our 30 days. It's awful.
Brutal.
I mean, how long do you plank for when you're training?
We usually do it within the last 5. So the way we do it, John Jones pretty much makes all the upper weights do abs after sparring.
Okay.
Anytime you train with John, you're doing abs afterwards.
Gotcha.
And I hate ab exercises. I was like,
it hurts.
I told him, like, John, I'm 288 right now. I'm not gonna have abs. It's just not how it works. But
how long does he make you plank for?
We do for the first 3 or 4 weeks. It was a 5-minute deal, so we wouldn't do a 5-minute plank.
Oh.
We're doing ab exercise the whole time, and then our break is a 1-minute plank.
That's a break?
Yeah.
Hey, Bones Jones, take it easy on this guy.
So that was that, but that was hard actually. I'm not a fan of the plank.
Planking sucks, man. It sucks. What about burpees or? You know, we used to call them squat thrusts when we were in school, believe it or not. But did they make you do all that stuff too, like the big cardio stuff?
So
the big guys still got to do that?
I do it. I'm not like most big guys. You know, at 295, my body fat's about 19%. Right now, it's a little lower than that. But I've also been, you know, once I hit my growth spurt, that my freshman year, I got with a weightlifting coach, so I've been on serious weightlifting routines and really into muscle development and stuff since I was 14, 15. I got my minor in that in college, actually.
Wow.
And at VMI, I still hold 2 or 3 strength records at the school. So
when we talked to the Black Beast, Derek Lewis, he was saying that Dana White was not giving him a whole lot of tickets. He had 1 million requests for family and friends. Is Dana that tight on tickets for you guys? I imagine you got 1 million requests to come see you fight this weekend.
I do, and I wouldn't say he's super tight, but logistically speaking,
that's the boss now. I'm asking him a question about the boss.
Well, logistically speaking, you got to think we have 12, 13 fights on the card,
Yep.
And then on top of that, there's 2 people for each fight and their team. So the tickets that they give you, the fighter gets a certain amount, but there's 26 fighters, up to 26 fighters on the card.
So who's going for free on you? Who'd you give tickets to?
The lady friend, obviously.
For sure.
Very good.
My old coaches and my old coaches from Houston. I gave
That's
one
awesome.
to my coach and his wife, and another one to my old strength and conditioning coach.
Oh,
That's awesome.
So proud of you, I'm sure.
It's actually funny because my nephew's 6 now, and he's been to most of my fights. And before they would like let him go in because he's a little kid.
Yeah.
He was 4 or 5 for the first. But now that he's 6, like I guess they just didn't factor that in.
No. That's a 6.
Yeah.
That's money right there.
Yeah.
That's a 6-year-old.
He's a ticket.
That's a seat. That's money. Boom. That's a ticket.
So he was upset last night, but so logistically speaking, you give each of those fighters 4 tickets, right? So that's 100 tickets out of the way right now.
Woo-wee.
You can't really do much more than that because Toyota Center seats 18,600, I believe.
Something like that, yeah.
So you got to turn a profit. You got to pay all the fighters. You got to pay the staff, all that.
So one final thing before we cut you loose. I know you're busy. Juan Adams is our guest, UFC heavyweight fight. He's on the card this weekend, UFC 247. Just take us through, like before you're going on stage. I know that we kind of get a glimpse now. I think UFC and even the boxing matches do a good job of showing us behind the scenes of you getting ready. But you're kind of working up a little bit of a sweat. I mean, tell us what you're listening to. Tell us what you're doing. You've got 10 minutes before and I know because you don't know how long that fight's going to last before you, but you know that you're in about 10-minute zone before you go out there. What are you doing?
Before everything, I wash my face. I look in the mirror. I
Sure,
talk
you want to be clean.
I
Want to be
talk
clean
to
for your
myself,
competitor.
and I look at myself and I see which one is showing up, because there's you got multiple people in there.
Of course,
I gotta know which me is there, and that determines really how I'm gonna approach that fight. And from there, all my music it's really funny. I listen to the same 51 songs more or less my entire athletic career. Once I got to college, and the way songs get on that list, it's just things that remind me or take me back to a time and place where I felt I was my most competitive, or when, something that sparked something within me. So on that list, it's anywhere from, Kesha and pop to Disney movie music.
Really?
I got it all on there.
Huda Makata, Matuda Makata.
Yeah, well, I use the two songs from Goofy movie are on there for me.
Great movie.
And then, there's a lot of different things on there. There's a little bit of classic rock. I've got, a little bit. There's some Iron Maiden on there too.
We can hang.
I've got it.
We can hang, bro.
I've got it all on that playlist, and it's 51 songs. And the reason I chose the number 51 is 17, the number of Lance Berkman when he was on the Astros. Both my parents graduated from Rice, so he was my favorite player growing up. And then, Nikola Tesla has a 3-6-9 rule, so that was so I multiplied 17 by 3 and got 51 songs.
This guy's
You
big,
guys could
smart, the
really
whole deal.
hang.
What the heck? I love
Weird
this
stuff.
I love this. Alex, why don't we have his playlist when we were planking? We were listening to your dumb music.
Why? We didn't know what his playlist was at that point.
He's like, hey, let's listen to Alternative Joe over here while we're planking. I'm like, that's not getting me motivated, bro. I needed his 51 playlist. All right. Look in the mirror on Saturday and say, that's the dude that wrecks shop. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Here's me telling you. This is the dude that takes that hand that I shook earlier. That's the size of a mailbox. When I shook his hand, my little girl hand just got enveloped in there, and he's just like, is this guy really going to talk to me? You look in the mirror and you're like, this is the guy that F's stuff up and shows Houston that this is why I'm on this card. That's the guy you're going to see in the mirror.
Yes, sir.
I love it. All right, Juan Adams, everybody, UFC. There are still tickets available. ToyotaCenter.com to get your tickets. Dude, I can't wait for you to kick this guy's ass this weekend.
Thank you, me either.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much.